It says Imam Elam Muhammad. I know I'm quite a ways from you. Praise be to Allah. I want to thank the president of Mosque Heirs, Muhammad Muhammad II, his staff, for giving me an opportunity to come and speak to the most knowledgeable audience that one can speak to in this day and time. The reason I say that, I don't know any other people have been thoroughly taught for 30 or more years like the believers who follow Imam Muhammad. So when you speak to this audience, you're talking about preaching to the choir. Basically what you're doing, because each and every one of you have been prepared for leadership.
Right.
Many people get the misconception that Imam Muhammad was there to, like a Messianic leader, to lead us, but he was preparing each and every one of us for leadership, because that's the direction that you're going. So if you here thinking that this is a sit-down operation and you're waiting for someone else to do the work, you're in the wrong place. And you have a concept that needs adjusting. There's nothing wrong with modification. If you find yourself going in a direction and it's not the right direction, just modify it and go the right direction. That's all we have to do. But it's a great pleasure to be able to come before you. When I was born in Mississippi and come to Michigan in 1951, graduated from high school in 1958, and went into the military in 1962, come out, work, so forth. I never had any idea that I would ever speak to an audience. I'm not a speaker. I've talked more in the last probably 30 years than I did my whole life. I used to didn't say much. So I didn't have much to say. Didn't know much to say. But after following the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, that's when I started speaking, trying to speak before an audience. I never had any public speaking. I'm not a public speaker. I speak in the public, but I have not been trained per se as a public speaker. So I hope Imam Elam's wife don't make it today, because if she think he have made some mistakes, she'll be light on you next time after hearing me. But I never thought, I never had any aspirations to speak before anyone. But I started helping out a minister, Shamsuddin, as a student minister, assistant minister. And then when Imam Muhammad came in 1975, I continued to do so. And through the Quran, study of the Hadith, I think I have a little more to say than I did a long time ago. But it's not about me. It's all about us. And I don't say that lightly. When you look at, did I finish thanking the Mosque Heirs? If I didn't, I want to really, really thank them for inviting me. Did I? Thank you. Right. You get 73 and 4, you forget sometimes. You youngsters don't know anything about that. Once I'm looking at you know all what you do. But I have to backtrack and check myself. Now, this lecture today, I asked Allah to guide me in this lecture. Not what I wanted to say, but what is best to say. Now, the subject has to do with education and the existence of miseducation. There was a book a while back put out by Carter G. Woodson. It was called The Miseducation of the Negro. Well, it's still going on. It never stopped. The civilization we live in is a civilization that changed the name and do the same thing. The slave code ended up being the black code. Same thing. Same thing. So you have to be careful when you think you have arrived, because all they did is change the name on you and gave you a president and tell you, oh boy, look how great you are. But if you're not moving on the level that you're on, then it doesn't mean a lot to have someone in the White House. If you're not ready and united, or organized, I should say, to take advantage of what may be coming your way. See, we missed something during slavery that we don't have now. And that was, we shared a condition. We had a focus, and the focus was to get out of slavery. Now we're going this way, that way. Everybody got the idea. We don't have an organization. We need that organization. But before I get into the miseducation of our students, I want to talk about a person that's a giant in our community that doesn't get enough press. We don't talk about this person enough, in my opinion. Some do, many don't, especially imams. They're very seldom mentioned. Her name is Sister Clara Muhammad. The reason she's so important, in the 30s, I don't know the date, but somewhere back there, she took a position and said, before, and don't hold me to the exact words, but they came to her house to take her children to public school. And it was something to the extent of, before I let them go to your school, I'll be as dead as this dough face in here.
Right.
That's right.
Now, she knew something then that wasn't published in the Detroit Free Press or the Chicago Tribune, wherever she said it, whether Detroit or Chicago. But she knew it had to be God's will moving up into her to know, hey, I'm not going to turn my children over to you to be damaged for the rest of their life. Allahu Akbar. I don't know how she knew it. I don't know why she said it. But we know she said it. And the results of her saying that, we were able to get a brother to teach us who never went to the public school, have gone places that we never, ever, ever have been able to. How many of you gone to see the Pope? I know I have. How many of you have been president of a world conference, an international conference? 3. Right. How many? This is a person that didn't even go to the public school. Had 1 semester or so of college, I think, or so that he took an English course. So you can't tell me that the teaching that went on in that home with Sister Clara Muhammad and in the university, the schools, you can never convince me that they were no good. You don't, if you get good from something, there's some good there. I don't care what it is. Now, why is it that she stood alone? She didn't have an army, a brute like we have here. She made a decision, and after her decision, the universities were established, and Imam Muhammad said, build masjid school. All you imams now, you out there, you say you imams in your city, I should see you working to build masjid schools. Why? Why would you want to build masjid schools? If you have a masjid, you can have school all week. Friday you can stop for an hour and a half and have Jummah, and go right back to school again, and you can even have a Saturday school. But the building is serving dual purposes.